let me address this before we get started. 5 days or 5 practices in 3 days. I traveled yesterday on a plane last night. A guy said to me, hey, that California law passed. And I'm like, what California law? And he kind of told me. I have not looked at it, read it, haven't spent any time, don't have a full view of it, so I'm not really going to say anything. And I really don't have an opinion yet because I haven't really said, I got to digest what they're trying to do. So I would say to you, I really don't know yet. And but other than that, this is open to whatever you would like to ask.
Recognizing that you're not quite up to speed with the California law and that your lifetime contract may mean 20 years and not 20 minutes, where do you see college sports evolving to when you're done, and what would you like to see become?
My biggest concern is that we minimize and diminish education. And the reason I say that, we're so spoiled here. 70% of the players that come here get drafted. Do you hear what I just said? It's the stupidest thing ever in the history of this game. You ready for this stupid statement? Of the 70%, you ready? 75% of those get to second contracts. We have $2 billion in current contracts without shoe, without... Do you understand that is not normal? Like, this is kind of stupid. The reality of it is, players that have that opportunity to go, it's 1%. So we're going to do everything to make this about all the other stuff and diminish education, and all the kids that are benefiting are going to get away from that path. I think the kids should go right out of high school to the NBA. I got no problem. There should be 5, 6, 7, 8 a year. Wait a minute, coach, there'll be 40. No, there won't. They're not good enough. I have coached the best players in the country the last 10 years, and probably, if you ask me, I would say 5 or 6 of them were ready to go directly to the league. I coach the best players. So what happens to all these kids, thousands and thousands that think they're going directly to the league as 9th and 10th graders? They stop education, and it's their hope. It's their one hope to make it. And then I ask you, what's the demographic we're talking about? What is the demographic we're talking about? Who are the kids that we're encouraging away from academics, and you're going to be a professional, 1% make it? I get disappointed in the NCAA because I think they're trying to push all this other way. It's not the Players Association in the NBA. It seems like it's the NCAA. Who in the NCAA? What coaches in the NCAA and the NBA trying to push this narrative? I believe kids should go out of high school, but not plan on being in the G League for 1 or 2 years and then go do what you need to do. Well, wait a minute. What? I don't have an education. I don't have, there's no hope. Or what do I do? That is my fear. And I want to be the guy that stood up on the mountain and said, listen, don't change this for every kid for 7 or 8. Let the 7 or 8 go. Maybe it's 4 one year. Maybe it's 10. It's never going to be 40 high school players in an NBA draft. Will not be. So how do we take care and not diminish education? That's my only issue with all this stuff. And now we're talking about agents in high schools. And we're talking about stuff, again, our kids have lifetime education, lifetime scholarships here. If you come here, you have a lifetime scholarship. And then you're going to say, well, who has come back? John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Julius Randle, Dakari Johnson, keep talking to me, Terrence Jones, who? Meeks. Well, you had Meeks and other guys come back and finish, but they can come back here and finish anytime. Now they'll say, well, if you go to the G League and fail, we'll give you a scholarship. That's fool's gold, because the kid as a 9th and 10th grader could care less about education. So yeah, you're giving him a scholarship, but he's got to go to a trade school because he didn't do any academic work, because he was going right to the league and getting a big house and a watch. Let's just come together and understand, let's not, the highest graduation rate of basketball players ever in our sport, the the highest graduation rate of African American basketball players in the history of our sport. Do not throw, how do they do the baby with the bathwater, bathwater with the baby? What are we talking about there?
Throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Say it again?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
It's pretty good there. That's my only concern with this. And let me say this. Kentucky will eat first. I don't care what it is, what it all looks like. Listen, I've said this before. If you're a coach and you want to win the national championship, get the Kentucky job, because 5 guys have done it. Get the Kentucky job. Whoever is here, this program will eat first. It's going to eat first. So whatever these rules are, if you think you're hurting Kentucky, okay, you're not. My point is societal. What are we doing? An entertainment industry that's billions and billions is not worried about the society part of this. I think we as educators should.
Regardless of the California thing, I think you're on record multiple times saying that in some way or another you think players should be able to profit from their name, image, and likeness. Do you have some rough idea in your head of how that should look?
I don't, because I got to read the California law first and say, what exactly does it say?
But you do think that in some form.
And anything that we can do to make it better for players. I've said that. How many years have I been coaching?
30-something you capture your NBA days.
No, they fired me. So, but I would say, how do we do this to make it better for athletes? But I'm going to say this again. Don't worry about the 8 guys. Let's move on and say, how do we do this? And I think, again, that as all this comes out, I'll have a fuller view that I'll have a better opinion. Right now, I'm just going to be honest. I don't, because I don't know what that law says or what they're trying to move to. I don't know what the options are. And just folks, on anything we do, in anything, there's always unintended consequences. So you say, I'll give you an example. They were saying that we as coaches thought that kids should be able to leave one time and transfer whenever they want, one time, and not have any penalty. Only once. But you can do it after your freshman year, one time. Now, you think about that, and it sounds pretty good, right? Would you say? Like, yeah, that's kind of fair. Let me tell you the unintended consequence. You're now at St. Joe's, you're at UMass, and you get a freshman and he plays well. Oh, he's gone. And he's gone because he doesn't have to sit out, and he's going there. So you become, now all of us are just recruiting those kids. You take that kid, who do we take after 1 year, and they don't have to sit out, they're part of it. And I went, uh-oh, we don't want to do that. But the first thing is, I'm for that. And then somebody else chimed in and I go, yeah, now if you care about the game and you care about all of the coaches in this, please let's not go to that. So.
Sort of one last thing related to if this rule was already in place, who do you think would have been the most marketable guy you had here if you could have been doing car dealer ads or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, shoot, we've had so many. You think about it. There's been 22 max contracts in the NBA the last 10 years. 22. Our guys have had 7 of them. And that's before some of the guys coming up with De'Aaron Fox and, like, what are you talking about? Please just understand, this is like fantasy land, this stuff that's happening right now. And that's, but again, you know, until it all comes out, and you people that know me know I will have an opinion, but I make it where it's educated first, that I know what I'm talking about.